Take them, boys, take them.
CZUSA's American Bird Hunter is brought to you by Wildlife Management Technologies, EOTech, Tritronics, Fowler Boats, ProDrive Motors, Sure Shot Game Calls, Seat Saver, Wing Haven Lodge, Outdoor Edge Knives, Heavy Shot, Omega Farms, Reed Custom Gun Safes, SKB Cases, Purina Pro Plan, Nutrition that Performs, and CZUSA. Protect, hunt, compete.
Probably, if it's hot tomorrow, all the geese will be sitting here in the marina, and a lot of banded geese to boot.
Try to do each leaf if you can.
This makes the, I think, 5th or 6th year I've been coming to a little community called Mitchell Bay. It's part of Chatham, which is a big town, but I love coming to this little community. It's a total tourist resort. I've gotten to know Jimmy Williams very well, and he's become a very good friend.
What a tremendous, unique resource we have, and what a tremendous opportunity Lake St. Clair provides for fishermen and waterfowl hunters because of the health of it, the biodiversity, habitat that it provides for fish and waterfowl, and how many people enjoy visiting here on a year-round basis to take advantage of that.
This year, I had teamed up with Nate Salisbury of Black Dog Outfitters, and he agrees with me, a good water spread is a beautiful sight. And we set up this 150 goose water spread that just looked fantastic. The water, again, on Lake St. Clair is very shallow. And with that Fowler boat and those twin pro drives, we're able to go wide open in 1.5 feet of water or less. We had a couple of good callers. We had a nice spread. The wind was blowing right to left, so the geese were going to come in left to right. And if everything worked perfect, they would do it. We did not have Brad. He was out elk hunting, and he's an excellent caller. So Nate and I did our best, and any geese that came anywhere close sucked right into that spread and into our calling.
Ready, boys? You gonna kill that one?
Kill it.
Take him, boys.
Nope, nope.
Early goose hunting in general over there is really a good proposition. They have a ton of local geese. The limit is actually 10 for a week. We could have gone to the field and probably really hammered them. However, the opportunity again to hunt them on water, I just love to see geese come into a good spread of goose floaters, and it's just a beautiful sight. And what did come by, came in, feet down, and we were able to harvest.
Get him. All 4?
We ended up killing 7 birds, and if we would have had more birds in the area at that time, I think we'd have sucked everything in, because we were right next to what had been holding something like 15,000 birds.
This segment is brought to you by the Seat Savers from Covercraft, custom-fitted seat protectors that keep your truck or SUV seats looking like new. Introducing the 612 Wildfowl Magnum by CZ USA. This pump shotgun weighs less than 7 pounds and provides rugged reliability, performance, and firepower. It's designed perfectly for the hardcore hunter. The 612 Wildfowl shoots all 12-gauge loads, from light dove loads all the way up to 3.5-inch Magnum turkey loads. Check out the 612 Wildfowl Magnum at your nearest firearms dealer or at cz-usa.com.
EOTech holographic weapon sights. Accelerate your advantage.
This segment is brought to you by Fowler Boat Company, the toughest John boats on or off the water.
We started our season with the early goose hunt, but which was around September 5th. Somewhere around September 20th, we got an invitation to come down with Sure Shot Calls and Charlie Holder to have a teal hunt in both Texas and Louisiana. It's been years since I've been able to go hunt blue-winged teal. And hunting blue-winged teal is an absolute treat. It's gentleman, the weather's warm, the snakes may still be out, but it is just a lot of fun. And sure enough, Charlie put on an event that was second to none. He can organize as well as anybody I've ever seen.
Right in front.
One shot. How about some heavy shots? I like that.
One of the things that I wanted to share with you all in coming down here to Texas is we have this culture. And in Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana, we always have a warm-up session for duck season. And I mean a warm-up, as you've got to see how hot it is. We like to go teal hunting in the morning. We set gator lines out in the afternoon, and we go run those gator lines the next afternoon. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of people don't understand it because if you've never been around this area, you don't understand the culture, and obviously what goes with all that is some really good eating.
There we go. Charlie arranged to have the Nissan truck division down there, and they brought 9 trucks. And everywhere we went in a Nissan Titan. And then the highlight of the Nissan Titan was we went mudding. I guess four-wheeling, however you want to say, and there's some footage showing me trying to get this thing stuck. And it was a lot of fun. The entire trip was a well of a lot of fun. It was Jim Dandy. I loved a teal hunt. But the highlight was, you know, spending time with Charlie Holder, who is the new owner of Sure Shot Game Calls, and actually meeting Cowboy Fernandez, who was the world duck calling champion in 1959 and the inventor of the double reed duck call.
I always thought duck calls that were on the market that you'd go and buy for $1.99 or $1.29, they just didn't sound like a duck. They sounded like 2 boards slapping together. And it took about 2 years for me to work at the day and night at the sound I was looking for. And I finally perfected to where I knew it was going to be appealing. And that's how it started.
In addition to meeting the legendary Cowboy Fernandez, the crew got a tour of the Sure Shot factory where Cowboy's grandson Curtis Arnold and Charlie Holder are marrying new technologies with the old school design.
At the very end of our tour of the Sure Shot company, that Charlie brought us in there, and sure enough, he said, behind you guys, there's 7 boxes, pick one up. And sure enough, here is the new Sure Shot 1. I happened to be standing next to Cowboy Fernandez, who was sitting in his office chair maybe 2.5 feet away, and we all had these calls. and Tom Nichols says, "Go for it, Bruce." And I'm the first guy, I guess, to ever blow this thing in public. And not knowing what was going to come out, I went for it. And I turned around after I gave the call, and Cowboy gave me a thumbs up. Called me a solid caller, and I'm assuming that's a great compliment coming from a world champion. I have been totally impressed with the improvement of the call, and all the planning and the engineering that went into this call is amazing to me. I don't quite understand everything that happens, but I know this is a major, major improvement to this call, and it's a good sounding call.
This segment brought to you by Wing Haven Lodge, the ultimate wing shooting experience. Knives and processing kits for the American bird hunter are provided by Outdoor Edge. Welcome back to CZUSA's American Bird Hunter. Bruce Hole had gotten off to a great start in his early fall waterfowl season, starting with geese in Ontario, then teal down near the Gulf of Mexico. Later on in November, Bruce was ready to take his new Sure Shot 1 call and put it to work on ducks back in Ontario.
I told Brad that I was really excited about the Sure Shot call, and he needs to get up here. We're going to try Lake Sinclair again. We're having the Excalibur owners, Bill Trowbridge and Rob Dykeman, along with Zach from CZ, and Brad needs to come up and experience some what I hope to be great waterfowling again at Lake Sinclair. He's never experienced it, but I have, and I have been all fall right up until he came. And I was excited to have him use that Sure Shot call. And I had a connection over on Walpole with Cody Muskokeman.
Where we're at today is pretty much like the heartland of all duck hunting on Walpole. We're in the middle of all the action, Goose Lake. We got 2 little islands out here, awesome blinds. You got 2 clubs behind us. We got cornfields on the right side of us. We got another marsh in front of us. Well, just this lake alone, I've seen probably about 50,000 mallards in here.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that's just this lake.
Wow.
Like St. Anne's is holding a lot of birds. You got a lot down to Bassett, Squirrel Island. You know, everything's all over the place right now.
I've been shooting the CZ all fall. I've been shooting the wildfowl, the pump with the EOTech on there. CZ provided guns for everyone that was there. We were hiding 8 hunters and 2 cameras, and everybody was shooting a CZ shotgun.
It's hard to work these birds on these dreary days. They can see very well. That's why a lot of duck hunters prefer nice, bright, sunny days, cast a lot of shadows, and you can hide a lot better. But we have a front coming in here in the next hour or 2. It's probably going to get pretty nasty, and it'll really start working then.
Nate Salisbury of Black Dog Outfitting, he went out to the point of the island with Bill Trowbridge, and they actually did a little more shooting than the rest of us.
Take them, boys. Kill them.
Look at Stoney running here, man.
Yeah.
He's liking that.
You got to play with that one. Single right up front, boys. Single up front. Back, Stone, back. Where is it? Right in front of the blind. Back, Stone.
Somebody made a nice shot out there. I didn't even see the other three.
Come on, Stone.
Mojo will do that, but
Come on, Stone.
kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it.
Hard shooting through them reeds.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Stone.
Cody. Did you hear that?
Come on, Stone.
I'm using a sure shot whistle. Just for the heck of it, I gave it a try and we kill a mallard. How about that? There we go. I'll keep on whistling. Watch this one. Watch this one. Oh, give me a break. Come on.
Go.
Kill it, Harris. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. I think we killed maybe 15 birds, but we had to shoot some toward dark. A lot of times you have to shoot ducks in the dark on Walpole Island because you can shoot a half an hour after sundown in Canada.
Shooting, boys.
And now, Tri-Tronics dog training tip.
Hi, I'm Jim Trotter. I'm a field product specialist with Tri-Tronics, a Garmin company. I'm also the conservation manager here at Omega Farms. And today I want to talk about kind of an advanced tip on training your retriever. And I want to talk about dialing down the stimulation level when the dog is in an unstable environment. When the dog is swimming, and not in lunging water, but in swimming water, if you currently are using your transmitter up on level 3 or 4, it's a very good idea to dial down to about 1 or 2 to give less stimulation to the dog when you need to correct her in the water, when she's swimming. You don't want an adverse reaction to a high correction when the dog is in an unstable environment. And I'm not saying that the water increases stimulation. It does not. All you're trying to do is reduce the amount of stimulation you use to correct when the dog is in the water. So this week's tip is dial down when the dog is in swimming water. Thank you.
This segment is brought to you by Wildlife Management Technologies. This segment is brought to you by Sure Shot Game Calls. Take 'em in the face. CZUSA's American Bird Hunter is proudly brought to you by these fine sponsors. Closed captioning provided by SEMO Outfitters. High-quality waterfowl hunting in Southeast Missouri.
We finally, on Saturday, got real waterfowl weather. And it was howling and it was cold. We could not hold the Fowler boat. The Fowler boat is a heavy boat and we couldn't hold it with our Danforth anchors. So we decided in the dark, okay, let's let Bill and Rob hunt with Nate. Nate, because we knew that that was going to be a great spot to hunt.
Okay, we're in a hurricane on Mitchell's Bay. It's pretty windy. You know, a lot of birds moving around. Hopefully our anchor holds for us and we'll get some action here.
Nate and the boys decided to tough it out and battle the conditions. And before long, they had birds in the spray. Nate, Bill, and Rob are all native Canadians, and they aren't about to let a little rough weather spoil their hunt.
Nice little flock came in. We took one out of it. Not too bad.
While these guys were giving it their all, the other boys in the Fowler had to head for shelter.
It's brutally windy out, as you could probably see on some of these waves, and we could never get the boats to hold. The decoys wouldn't hold, so we came back into kind of a little cove type bay area and got set up. The decoys are holding, the boat's holding.
Brad and Bruce had Zach Hine from CZ USA in the boat with them, and they knew right away that the action was going to be slow. But Team Canada was making it happen out in the open water.
Take it, boy, take it. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
This wind's really howling. Made a swing back, came by, and I managed to knock him down. So every now and again I hit one, but not that often today. This wind is just brutal.
I want to thank Cody Muskokeman of Red Knife Outfitters and Nate Salisbury of Black Dog Outfitting for their help. Nate and I have been hunting together all fall. He's one of the, if not the best guide. He will work his tail off, and you can ask the Excalibur guys how hard he worked just to keep that boat afloat while he was hunting. I'm not sure Brad's all that sold on Lake Sinclair, but we did have a good time. We did see thousands of birds, and hopefully I'll get him back one more time. I say this every year, but I'm not sure we will. We're going to keep trying.